And right now I'm joined by Mr. Kelvin Sanga. Good morning, sir, and welcome to Zcatter Breakfast Show.
Good morning, viewers.
Yeah, so vantu vafunisa maningi kumvesesa pankanyama economy.
Okay.
Why are things happening like this? And then what should be done in order for us to survive this? So generally, yeah, let us know, how are we faring economically?
Well,
last time you were here, we talked, and what has happened pakata pa lelo mtipase koka update.
Okay, we've actually seen that the economy somehow has a lot of mixture of sentiments, and obviously we know that when we look at on the current side of it, we've seen some moderate support which has continued taking shape as well with the Bank of Zambia. And obviously, we know that also the issue of fuel aspect is something that has also taken effect. Last time we were talking of it taking effect midnight. That's when we were talking. And also, we've seen that the fiscal side of things in terms of the government has also given the position in which they have highlighted some good, successful scores that they have actually done in this year. And obviously, we know that yes, in terms of expenditure and revenue side of things, they have remained on the target. So quite a number of things that have actually been happening so far. Obviously, we know that also in the next few months or few weeks, we should be able to see some harvest taking place as well, which also can help to cushion on the inflation, patterns as well. And obviously, we also have an expectation that the Bank of Zambia can maintain the policy rate just to, make things work out for us as well.
Okay, interesting. Well spoken. You experts in the economy sector, we following you keenly, and because at the end of the day, we interact mostly with the small businesses, small medium entrepreneurs, and they depend on this information that you're giving us, and breaking it down in that simple language that they can understand. But already, what is happening and what is trending in media is that we anticipate a fuel hike ahead of us, and then people are worried. Tizakwanisa bwanji nanga cost of doing business is ankara bwanji.
Well, the aspect of fuel increment, it is something that is of an upside risk in our economic growth, because obviously when we are looking at the projection for the whole entire year, we could not actually anticipate that to have a sharp increase like the way we are seeing it in the price growth. But obviously it is also emanating from uncontrollable variables, and that's the more reason why you've seen even the Bank of Zambia trying to cushion the pressure on the forex market, because they have seen that the aspect of fuel, we cannot control it, but we are able to control the forex market locally. Okay. I mean, that's what can help us to cushion the high impact of inflation, because obviously when we have the exchange rate going the negative, and also the cost of fuel also accelerating, we'll find it very difficult for us to balance up the economic growth. So in this case, that's the reason why the Bank of Zambia has actually been trying to incentivize supply on the stock on the exchange market. Yeah, but obviously, yes, the economy has got a lot of moving parts in this case. There are parts that would actually help to offset some of these impacts that we're able to see as far as fuel cost. And I'm sure there can even be a liberating factor also that can come with the Bank of Zambia, where they can actually reduce the policy rate so that they cushion the pressure. Because once they reduce the credit cost,
can that really help?
If it can come out like that, then it means they'll cushion on the other side in terms of the high cost of production.
Okay, if the West come to the West, would you advise government to reintroduce the subsidies, fuel subsidies?
Well, for a short-term measure, yes, that could actually come in as an emergency, saving pot, because obviously at some point we have a situation where there must be a way government can intervene when the costs accelerate, because obviously to have a spillover effect on the economy. It's actually been one of the cost driver as well in terms of food basket. So I think we need to look at that as well to just see how best we. In fact, that's where we're even supposed to start from in terms of industrial base. Once we go into a situation where we start building up production of small things like cooking oil at a large scale within the local market, I think that can really help so much and can reduce the cost of production as well as even the cost of living, because obviously this comes in to be one of the key complementary element in the food basket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. This is Z Catch Up Breakfast Show, and I'm having a chat, a conversation, a friendly and entrepreneurial conversation on how we ought to survive in our business as we go, our business day to day. What do we need to do in order for us to survive the economic hardships that we are faced with? A lot of things have changed. The way of doing business, the cost of doing business, the cost of living at the household level, everything vachinja. But tisachita bwanji pakuti survive na ivi vintu. So I'm having that conversation with Mr. Kelvin Sanga, who is a social economist. Vintu va economy vima letako, fila leta.
Matempa. Yeah, the possibility is there because you see, Russia is one of the biggest producers of certain chemicals that also use in fertilizers. So it interplays a lot of areas. Not only on
Russia
yes, because if you look at even small components like semiconductor and a few other components that we basically use in phones and a few other gadgets, they are also being manufactured from that side. So it has a lot of compendium of cases to look at, So in one or the other, if you even just consider the Eurozone, almost the whole entire European region, they tap gas from Russia, and you can imagine now they are flocking to markets where even Zambia goes to. So there is a queue also that is actually being built up, and that has actually even created the demand as we see. And if you look at the pricing model of fuel as well, it keeps on fluctuating on a daily basis as well.
Because of the demand.
The demand is quite high.
Very, very high.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for making an appearance, Mr. Kelvin Sanga, on Z Catch Up Breakfast Show. But your concluding remarks, really,
Well, we just have to breast for a bit of hardship in a way, but I'm sure, when you're about to receive healing on the wound, I'm sure so we just have to be resilient in a way.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
But we'll pull through.
We'll definitely proof. Yeah. The economy has a lot of good sentiment that are coming through, but obviously some of the things that are happening at the moment, we did not even plan for them. It's like those are uncontrollable factors. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Interesting. Thank you so much, Mr. Sanga, for coming through.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
Okay. So that was Mr. Sanga all the way from iNetcom.
Business Solutions.
Business Solution, and he is a social economist and giving us, a brief update about what is happening and what we need to do as, small and medium businessmen and women. Okay, those are some of the things that we anticipate to happen and what we need to put in place in order for us to keep our businesses afloat. Wow, for today we end our Z Catch Up Breakfast Show here, but on behalf of the entire production crew, Joseph Kangwakalwa, who have been with from the hour of 7 up until now, and Mr. himself, our technical director, Mr. Philip Sakala, and the entire production crew. The list is quite long, since Akwanisa Gobatomora one by one, but hey, big up to you guys. You did a good job. This show has been amazing. It has been interesting and very, very nice. So it's Easter. Happy Easter to all of you that are watching ZTV. Stay glued. We've got very interesting stuff lined up just for you. All we are urging you to do is stay home and be with your family during this Easter. If you're supposed to be at church, be at church and reflect and do what you're supposed to do. And then those of you that are having fun, chalira in different parts of the country, please, we urge you to do that responsibly, because pa Tuesday mufunika kumanchito, pa Tuesday bakufunani kuma business